Welcome back, everybody, to the Pittsburgh Pirates franchise on MLB The Show 25, where we have a World Series matchup all set and ready to go. It's the Pittsburgh Pirates versus the Boston Red Sox. All roads have led to this conclusion for this series and for MLB The Show 25. We've taken the Pittsburgh Pirates from an unserious team. We've added tools, we've added depth. And we've made it here now in year 3 all the way to challenge for the World Series. It's taken a lot of work to get here, and it's finally time to see if it all pays off. Welcome, everybody, to the Boston Red Sox Stadium. It's Fenway Park as we are set for Game 1 of the World Series. I'm getting chills and getting goosebumps now as this game is about to begin, as it's the biggest stage in all of baseball, and we've made it. You know, just getting to this moment is really kind of a confirmation that we did all right, and more than all right, as we're challenging for the highest title in all the land. The World Series is here, and we're going to get started. Taking the mound for the Red Sox will be starter Brady Singer. 3 games in the postseason, 15 innings with a 4.20 ERA. He's hittable. He's not been perfect, and I think it gives us an opportunity. A right-hander on the mound is ideal for me as well, as we've seen the results of what this lineup can do. It's been constructed to destroy right-handed pitchers, and we're going to hope today that Brady Singer is no exception to that. Luis Arraez leading off here on the biggest stage in baseball is appropriate for where my hopes were with this man. When we signed him, I expected him to be a pillar, a foundation, and a stalwart at the top of the order, getting on base with a high percentage. And we hit at high into left field. Now, Arraez has had a strange journey here in Pittsburgh. He has not really been the contact and OBP guy that I expected. He has shown flashes of power, and at times that has been the crucial difference. So maybe banking on that unlikely scenario of a powerful Luis Arraez was the right move after all. It's at least helped get us to this point, as Brian Reynolds will line out for out number 2. First inning is going quick here. 4 pitches and 2 outs for Brady Singer as Jock Peterson steps to the plate. And we'll watch that sweeper. I wanted to take a hack at it, but now with the speed at which there's been 2 put down already, I'm thinking maybe not. We'll go down 0-2 now, though, as we swing and foul off that. And this could be a very, very quick inning indeed for Brady Singer. Should not have swung at that sinker under the zone. When we do move into MLB The Show 26, by the way, I am going to tinker with a few different camera angles. I'm going to do some experiments and see if maybe moving the camera will help me not chase under the zone. We did rightly defend that sinker at the bottom right there, still 0-2. And again, that slider that would have, I think, definitely been called for a strike. It's a 50-50 ball, but down 0-2, you've got to defend. And we've at least pushed a good at-bat. We'll watch that slider in there for the first ball. It took 6 pitches to get there. Need to get better at the discipline here early on. The Red Sox will have a successful first inning. And it's time to see what our ace is going to do for us today. Paul Skeens was my choice to start. We did have every single starter rested. Plenty of days off between the Championship Series and the World Series, so it gave us the opportunity, if we wanted, to start at the middle or end of the rotation. And I decided against any other moves. I wanted our best foot forward from the earliest moment possible. And that means putting Paul Skeens on the mound. 1-0-2 comes through against Jarren Duran for a quick 0-2 count. And we'll go curveball, low and away. Under the zone and no offer added. Okay, we'll go slider and see if we can backdoor him. Be nice to get a strikeout here to begin. Way too far outside. All right, we're going to go sinker down and in now. 2-2 count. And we got him to ground out to Sidelinker at third base. I'll take that as the start. I think the Red Sox definitely have a good roster. this year. Bo Bichette here represented with a 194 average in the postseason, but I think he's very clearly a much better player than that. Start here on the 0-1 count. I'm going to work a slider inside. Veers out, not called, but it does trim the bottom of the zone. All right, we'll do a sinker on the outside edge now. The choice to have... Oh, Triolo's got it. Can we get it there in time? Yes, a spectacular dive and defensive effort to keep the runner off of the base. There you go. Some excellent defense there. So anyways, what I was saying is that it's absolutely an intentional choice here to have Paul Skeens start game one, because what I'm thinking is that you'll need 4 games minimum in order to sweep this series. We've got to have 4 victories to have a World Series champion, as Cruz will throw that over, and both pitchers start with a good first inning. So what I'm saying is that if we win at least one of these games, we'll go to game 5. Paul Skeens, depending on how far he goes in this outing, could return for game 5. If we've got, enough of a bullpen effort to where he doesn't need to go this far, or whatever the scenario may be, I think that a game 5 Paul Skeens appearance could absolutely be a possibility, but only a possibility if we start him here in game 1. And so I'm moving the chess pieces in a way to guarantee me at least the option of using Paul Skeens. And as our best pitcher, I want that option. So I'm not decided yet who's going to get the start in game 2. If we go sequentially as the rotation dictates, then it would be Jared Jones as our number 2, who throughout the postseason has actually performed better than Paul Skeens. But if we use Skeens-Jones in games 1 and 2, I could possibly see them again for games 5 and game 6. So I think it's likely that I just start at the top of a rotation and work my way down as intended throughout the year. I don't think that... I meant to check that. I don't think that there's much of a line of reasoning to convince me to do otherwise. But when I loaded this up, it was suggesting that we start where we left off, which would have been Andrew Abbott starting today as the only lefty in the rotation. I obviously opted not to do that. So here in the second inning, we've had a clean inning of work through both sides. And Sidelinker extends after that slider down and away, and he's out. So we'll see if it ends up working out for us. Obviously, I'm going to do my best. O'Neal Cruz here with 2 outs. Will make contact immediately on the first pitch to third base, and he's thrown out on the base path. That is the end of the top of the second. I'm really feeling the nearness of the end of MLB The Show 25. Like I said in the last video, I have acquired MLB The Show 26. It went on a sale for the first time this year, 29% off, so I did snag it in anticipation and certainty of picking it up as Bregman chases that down. And we're up 1-2 against him. We'll go slider low and away. So I'm really looking forward to getting started at MLB The Show 26. I have been playing a bit of Diamond Dynasty for the first time, putting any amount of time really into it. Every year that goes by, I never really touch Diamond Dynasty. I don't like the addictive nature of like a pack opening type of game mode, which is exactly what that is. But I needed something to do to try to kill some time while I waited to finish this series, as we're up 0-2 against Tristan Casas, and he does not chase. So I have been playing Diamond Dynasty. I think I figured enough out to develop an understanding of it, and I actually have been having a decent time. I'm surprised to say that, but it's kind of, taking a look in the mirror and saying, hey, you didn't like this thing for a long time, and that's a strikeout of Casas for out number 2. But being able and mature enough to say that I was speaking from inexperience, and there was definitely an aversion, to the gambling aspect, but having tried and played it now, I have been able to have fun. So I can admit that. I still don't quite know the ins and outs, of course, but I'm collecting some cards. I'm playing with some squads, and I'm having a bit of fun right now. So take that, as you will. But it's all roads leading to beginning a new franchise in 26. And there's a lot of differences in these games. And that is a flyout to end the second inning. Still nobody on the board. So franchise is always my bread and butter. It's what I've enjoyed the most every single iteration of MLB The Show. I have put plenty of time into Road to the Show, and I probably will again. It's something that I always, say, well, why not? And we get into it, and we see how far we can go, but I always just feel like there's never really enough payoff in the long game when you're playing Road to the Show. The most of the excitement that you can have is front-loaded very much, as we're behind that one with Bart to fall 1 and 2 in the count now. But yeah, it's all front-loaded. They made such a big deal of the college career choices that you can have, and sure, that's a fun addition, but it's also like only a handful of games. And then once you're past that portion and you're actually into the MLB circuit, whether it's, through the minor leagues or bad decision and late decision to swing, Bart is out on strikes. But yeah, the college experience is not part of the game moving forward. Once you get past it, it's done. There's nothing else to do. It's not mentioned. It has no bearing on your actual player. It's not relevant whatsoever to the experience in Road to the Show. And that's going to be a swinging bunt. Evan Carter might have the speed to leg it out, and he does. 99 speed will get him there, and we've got a base runner with one out. Rightly ruled as a base hit, and now Jared Triolo steps to the plate. I am going to send Carter. It's burned me in the past, but if we can get a base runner in scoring position, the risk is worth the reward, Now, obviously, it's not going to always work, but I want to try. So we're going to send Evan Carter. Let that go by. Carter goes, the dive, and he is out again. Just does not work with this guy, despite 99 speed. Man, that's tough. All right, 2 down, no base runners, down 0-1 for Jared Triolo. Go after that slider that's low, probably under the zone. Yeah, just a little bit. It's going to be very fun trying to get into the ABS system as well in MLB The Show 26. I'm really looking forward to that challenge as we swing over that one with Triolo, and he's down. Oh, that Evan Carter swinging bunt, by the way, was actually the first hit registered by either team so far, so that's a fun little thing. One of the worst hitters for us as far as how he's performed gets the first hit off of an accident. I mean, that just is a sign of the times some games, That's how it goes. And that fastball catches too much of the plate, but we're lucky that Abreu only flies it out to left field for Reynolds. Ceddanne Rafaela now to the plate in the 8th spot, averaging .324, and he'll watch a slider that just misses underneath the zone. If there's anybody that does watch these videos, Skeens is going to have to get that one, and he does. It's a bunt pop out for Rafaela. But yeah, if there's anybody that watches these videos, that has gotten to this length of time and listen to me ramble, I appreciate your time first and foremost. And second to that, I'd like to ask if there's any suggestions for a team to pick for the franchise we go with in MLB The Show 26. I'm taking 2 suggestions here because I'm going to be starting a franchise, of course, and then Cryptic Panther and I called a curveball, and he's down on strikes. So Cryptic Panther and I are also going to be doing a series, and so that's 2 teams that we need to pick. They cannot be the same team, of course. And Arise will fish that one out of the dirt, but it's just a weak ground out to shortstop and a 1-out beginning for Brady Singer. Really, really torn between trying to play a longer game and fatigue him and my usual strategy, but it's paired with he's been giving us some pitches to hit. Now, that's not to say everything I've gone after has been a hittable pitch, but there's been enough to tempt me for sure. And there's another one. It's just another ground. Oh, it's not a ground out. It flies right up past him at second base. That should, I think, be an error. Let's see how they score it. Doesn't tell me on the screen, but we only had one hit, so we'll check that in a second. And yes, up on the top left there, it shows 2 hits for the Pirates, no errors for the Red Sox. So Reynolds is on base, apparently, with a hit. And now, with 1 out and a man on, it's Jock Peterson. This is where he's done some of the most damage, but unfortunately, they're just going to turn 2 and wipe that off the board immediately. Quick 4th inning now for Singer. Well, we continue to march through at a breakneck pace. 31 pitches is all it's taken for Paul Skeens to get through 3 innings. And we'll begin with the strike on the outside edge. Sinker gets fouled away to go 0-2. And we'll give him a curveball and try to catch the low outside edge. That catches far too much of the plate. Carter's not going to be able to get there in time, and that is going to be the first base runner off of a hit for the Boston Red Sox. So the no-hitter is now no longer a consideration, as their leadoff hitter, when the lineup turned over, was able to do his job, and now Bo Bichette, following, is going to seek to do something else. That is going to be a weak swinging bunt, and he's out at first, but the runner advances now into scoring position for the first time for the Red Sox. And big Rafi Devers here with 1 out. That center of the zone. Arise is going to spear it on a falling over half dive. We've got out number 2, but again, the runner advances. Really need something here from Paul Skeens. A non-productive 3rd out to end this inning as Bregman is excited at that fastball coming in. We'll go away on the slider now. It catches more elevation than I wanted, but that's strike 2. We'll go fastball. I'm aiming under the zone and slightly away. I want it to be tempting, but not a quality hit. No offer there. We'll go sweeper. And that's fouled away, gets a piece of it. Late on that timing. We'll go to the curveball, low and away, 1-2. And that's pretty good. Triolo's going to react, and we will get a ground out to prevent the run coming in. We've both stranded base runners. Like I said, the pace has been very quick so far. The Red Sox with 4 strikeouts. We've got half that. 2 hits for the Red Sox as well. For us, excuse me. That's against the Red Sox. And only 1 for them. So it's been a duel. Neither offense has been able to make any inroads yet. Who is going to be the first to strike? 4, 5, and 6 due up for us in the 5th. As Sawinski, lucky that goes in foul territory. Timing says good. We were a little later than I wanted to be. I want to avoid that big monster up there. I'd prefer just looping one over the right field stands. That'd be great, but it's hard to do that when you're late on the timing here, as it's 0-2 against Sawinski. And we get one to hit there, but it's going to be picked up from shortstop, and that is another ground out for Singer. He's been very good. He had an over 4 ERA coming into this game after 3 starts, so I was anticipating that there'd be some more mistakes. But through 4 1/3, he has been rock solid against us. He's been economical. He's been putting pitches exactly where he's intended. Not very many misses at all. And it's 1-1 against Seidlinker. Swinging underneath that. 92 in the zone. Timing was good. Nearly had it perfectly timed up. And that's under the zone. Another swing and a miss. And Seidlinker goes down. 5 strikeouts. And O'Neal Cruz follows Seidlinker to the plate now. Timing says it was good, but it's an awful pitch to swing at, and we were punished for it. So now, with 2 down, nobody on, it's O'Neal Cruz. And that's hit pretty well. It's going to go high into left field, but it will be brought down. And that's 5 innings of solid work by the Red Sox. We'll have to see if we can get here in the bottom of the 5th the same result. 5, 6, and 7 for the Boston Red Sox, as there's MVP chance for Tristan Casas. Unexpected there, but good for him. Casas has been a prospect that's been on everyone's radar for a very long time, I feel like. That could be like recency bias, I'm not sure, but I feel like I've been hearing about the potential of Tristan Casas for a very long time. And if he's getting MVP chance here in the World Series, he might have finally earned some of those expectations. It's 0-2 against him, though. And he watches it, 101 down and in. That was a bait pitch. Let's try a sinker, see if we can bring it back in just a little bit. Still low and in. And that's inside. Cruz is going to extend back into shallow left field, and he's got it for out number 1. Paul Skeens has been pretty much exactly what we expected and hoped for to begin this game. We're through the first half, 4 1/3 down with really nothing better that we could have possibly hoped for. That's called a strike on the outside edge. And we'll go to the curveball now on the 0-2 to Spencer Horwitz. That's an old familiar face there. How you doing, Spencer? I don't think I really noticed who it was I was pitching against in the first time around, but here in the 5th now, I recognize him, and the umpire calls strike 3. Spencer, see you later. All right, Willie Abreu now. We'll go sinker away with 2 down, nobody on. It goes down and in instead. That's a big location miss there. So we'll switch back to the fastball. Old reliable. And it's fouled away into the stands and left. I will go slider now. I want to try to change up the sequence just a little bit, the expectation. And it just gets us a lot of dirt as it scrapes by underneath. So again, back to the fastball. It's always like the get right pitch for me. If something doesn't work, I say, okay, well, I know what does work. And it's usually that fastball. I want to try a sweeper to see if I can at least get him to swing after it. Oh, it's beautiful. It loops right back in. The yo-yo. That's awesome. And 5 innings of work down in what must be record time. Joey Bart at the plate to begin the top of the 6th now, as both pitchers have been incredible. Bart with extreme contact, but he's way too early on that slider, and it just disappears into the stands. 0-1. Well, it looks like neither team is going to be using the bullpen all that much, as Bart will find the gap. He'll cut it through center right field, and that is going to be a leadoff double. If he had any more speed, I might have considered going for 3 there. But putting himself in scoring position is the next best thing that we can ask for, as now Evan Carter will be able to follow up with the runner in scoring position and plenty of opportunity. Oh, my goodness. Evan Carter swinging on the first pitch, and it's a 2-run blast deep into center field. 429 feet, and the Pittsburgh Pirates have drawn first blood. It's taken halfway through this game to get there, but we finally put a mark on Brady Singer's excellent start. That's awesome. All right. Well, the expectation obviously swings heavily in our favor now. Nobody out, and Triolo at the plate. He'll make good contact there, but it is off timing into foul territory. I still don't think that Singer is going to be pulled here unless we start really piling on, so. Oh, man. Well, Jared Triolo might have something to say about that as he launches a nuke over the left field wall. The monster cannot contain that ball. 418 feet, as Triolo says, oh, I like the sound of that. And he follows it up with a solo shot. It's now suddenly 3-0. And that's how quickly this game can turn. And that will indeed be it for Brady Singer. The Red Sox skipper is going to make a change. And they're going to pull in a lefty. It is A.J. Puck, who, if I'm not mistaken, we did have in this series for a little while. Sometimes it's hard to recall who I've got and keep track of it because I have this series, of course. I've had a different series in the past with the Rays. Panther and I have taken over 3 different teams. I've also watched a YouTuber consistently who does an MLB The Show series. So there's a lot. Mingle that with, of course, the real-life experience of watching baseball and following teams. It really, really muddies the waters, you could say, as far as keeping track of all this stuff. It's very, very difficult sometimes to recollect truthfully the players that I've interacted with or had. So I think H.A. Puck was one of ours here in the Pirates. Not positive, and he will get Luis Ariz to chase. Meanwhile, Binkowski is warming up in the Red Sox bullpen. As we're in the top of the 6th now, and we have cracked their pen for the first time. Whoa, that one will back him off. 96, given by the elbow of Luis Arise. And it's 2-2. Got to defend the zone, and it's a line drive in the left field right into the glove. And that's out number 1. Brian Reynolds will flip over and bat righty now that Puck is on the mound. And with 1 out and nobody on, he'll get his first chance. Ooh, that was a really good one to go after, but we're late on the timing, unfortunately. Not a good use of that gift. That was a bullseye. Swinging under the zone. That actually, it looked like it was even further under than that, so I'm a little less embarrassed swinging at that now, but still not a good choice. We defend the zone there. Reynolds, hard hit, but it's down the line at first base and dragged over for out number 2. And Jock Peterson now batting lefty-lefty. We'll see how this works. I don't think that I remember him having too much success batting left on left. We'll see what the stats are on the left right now. So contacts 55, power 52, vision still, of course, is 65. So it's not bad. Not bad. I'd like to see another right-hander against Peterson, but at this point now, with 2 down in the top of the 6th, I think he's going to get 1 more at-bat, and that's it. We'll watch that one way above the zone, 1-2 now. As the energy is depleted quite a bit for A.J. Puck. He did not come into this game fully rested, so I got to wonder why that happened. We had several days off in between the end of the championship series and the World Series, but Puck is not fully rested. And what an inning for us that was. That might be the difference. We are definitely leaving Paul Skeens on the mound. 56 pitches to get through 5 innings. And that is called for a strike, 101. We'll go sinker, and we'll target the outer corner. It goes up instead and just misses away. We'll go slider. I want this on the inside, though. Misses outside. Yeah, just can't quite locate these as much as I'd like. It's 1-2, and we'll go sweeper low and away. Really good pitch. Got him to go around, and he's over the top of it. Rafaela's down on strikes. That's number 5 for Skeens. And Connor Wong now to the plate in the 9 spot, averaging .351. Another 9-hitter that is just unbelievable. That was Gary Sanchez for the Phillies that we had just completed. He was batting caboose and was just crushing the ball. 2-0, though, against Wong, and we do not get strike 1 called. 99 that is in the zone. Instead, it's ball 3, and we'll get that one there. Going to give him a slider here. And that misses. Yeah, we cannot depend on the slider. At least not late in the game. Not anymore. I don't know if that was a better possibility earlier on, but as of now, I think the slider's pretty much toast. So we'll eliminate that from the repertoire. Start with the sinker, and we'll go inside low here with a fastball. Gets him to swing over. It just goes more inside than low. And now we'll follow this up 0-2 with a curveball. Under the zone, and he's got it. The runner advances, and he's there. We've got 2 down now, but the Red Sox have put 1 in scoring position. That's scored as a wild pitch from Skeens, and Bo Bichette is going to watch a strike at 1-2. Sinker inside for Carter in center field, and that is 6 scoreless innings down for Paul Skeens. And the Red Sox opt for a change pretty quickly here. It is Winkowski coming in. 8 games he's appeared in, 8 2/3 scoreless innings. Wow, this guy's been good. But he is a right-hander, and again, that's what this lineup has been constructed to contend with. Let's see what he gives us. That was a gift, a cutter that we mistimed, unfortunately. Sawinski was able to put plenty of wood on that, but the timing is off. There's nothing else you can do about it, and it's 0-1. And we watch that slider, getting a feel for a few of these pitches now. That cutter came in real quick. Fastball looks like it's slightly faster. And that circle change at 88. Wow. There's some pitchers that throw a fastball just barely above that. But his circle change is 88. That's incredible. Okay, that cutter came in. That's almost like a slider, too. It's got quite a bit of movement.
Winkowski's got some good stuff, I think. It's just how well he can locate it. And that's a miss, speaking of which, so now the count is full, for Sawinski. Here it comes. And we defended the zone. We got good timing, but it's weak contact as Sawinski flies up in a shallow left field for the first out in the top of the 7th. Steve Seidlinker now unintentionally avoiding batting a lefty here as they've opted for Winkowski. I want that left-handed pitcher matchup for Seidlinker as much as I can. He's not bad at all against righties, 65 contact, 64 power, but I really seemed to have leaned in on emphasizing the matchups here between righty and lefty. And that's been both unintentional, but also like I've noticed it, when you can observe those tendencies in yourself, because I talk about it so often. I think about it when I'm constructing the lineups, I don't know why it's come to the forefront and been such a focus for me, but I do feel like it's worked out. Especially, I've noticed the difference against right-handed pitchers. And Seidlinker, wow, you doubt the man, and he comes through. It's a solo shot late in the game to give us another home run. 5 in the postseason for Seidlinker as that goes 403 feet out of here, and we're up 4-0 in the first game of the World Series. And the Sox are going to leave him in as O'Neal Cruz is hoping to follow that up with something exciting. 4-0 here. And that one's hit pretty well. It's going to go out into left center field, but run out of gas just before the warning track. And that's out number 2. Joey Bard will return now. 1 for 2 today. That average down all the way to 122. Just abysmal. It is in the gutter. That's not touching the zone at all. And apparently that's strike 1. Really want that ABS system, man. I hope that they have some type of stat tracking, by the way, in MLB The Show 26 for ABS challenges, like what the success and fail rate is. Are they adding like any type of WAR to the metric, for teams? Like, it's going to be really interesting to see because they have to, right? You have to be able to calculate statistically that a challenge that was won or lost has a clear outcome or, effect on the outcome of the game. There is a tangible, math there that we have to be able to see. I don't know if that's been talked about by the MLB, like how they're going to track that, what advanced metrics, that's going to create, because they've got things that track everything now. It used to be average, on base, slugging. They combine the the latter two into OBP now. We've got WAR, we've got FWAR, we've got ISO. I mean, you name it, and there's an acronym to track that stat. And Skeens is going to get ahead to begin the bottom of the 7th. Still not warming anybody up right now, as a 4-run cushion is definitely enough to give a little more wiggle room than I would see in a game with these kind of stakes. But I'm going to go back to that slider, and I'm going to try it 0-2. I'm not intending a strike. I want to chase. And he does not give it to us. All right, so then we'll go with the curveball. That's usually been a result pitch for us, 1-2. And that is a result, and that result is just barely foul. My goodness, that was close. 4.1 feet outside the foul pole. All right, we're going to challenge him with a fastball, high and inside, 1-2. Yeah, swings underneath it, 100 miles an hour. See you later. 7 strikeouts for Paul Skeens now through 6 1/3 scoreless. The bullpen has been able to take it easy so far as we had a pitcher's duel, broke out of it, and now we've got a tremendous cushion going into the late stages of this game. 0-2, I'm going to go sweeper outside to Bregman. And we got him swinging 85 miles an hour in a great location, and that'll do it. 8 strikeouts now. Skeens is putting together exactly the kind of start that we need. Just bedrock. Absolutely indomitable. It's 0-1 against Casas now. We go back to the fastball, and he watches it at 99. I'm going to go sinker here, low and away, 0-2. We haven't tried that combination yet. And that one is going to be lifted into left field. It's a line drive by Casas. The reaction from Reynolds, and luckily, Casas only has a 3-speed rating. It's a 2-out single. But as we get later into this game, the Red Sox are going to become increasingly more desperate. Spencer Horowitz, in that desperation, swings on the first pitch, and Sawinski's got it to end 7 scoreless innings. We're getting real close now. And the Red Sox will bring another righty out of the pen. It's Zach Jackson. 8 games he's appeared in, 10 2/3 innings pitched with a 1.69 ERA. He's been good. Really better than good. He's been great. And 8, 9, and 1 are due up against him here, beginning with Evan Carter, who is 2 for 2 today. Maybe this is his turnaround game. Shouldn't have swung at that. I'm not doing him any favors with that one. And 0-1, we'll see what Jackson delivers. He throws only 3 pitches, a 4-seamer, slider, and circle change. So not too much in the toolbox, but it's all about how you use it, right? Can he place it well? How much movement, how much speed difference can he get in his sequencing? And Carter is not going to make great contact on that, and as a result, it's a fly out into center field. Jackson's got his first out. Jared Triolo steps to the plate now, and one of the key guys in this game so far. Chasing outside the zone. It's a weak tapper that goes back up, and it's hauled in at first base. 2 down. And Luis Arraez with what should be his final at-bat now. He's 0 for 3 today. 2 down, top of the 8th. Zach Jackson delivers. And the rise will bring that out into center field, but not enough pop in that one. That's a very quick inning for Jackson. And we'll move to the bottom of the 8th. Now, Skeens is fatigued, no doubt about it. He's thrown 82 pitches, but he's been incredibly effective through 7 full innings. I want to get as much as we can out of him. I really need to squeeze all the juice out of the lemon, so to speak. It might be a really bad, example of that, but I really don't want to use that bullpen unless we have to. I'm going to go sinker, targeting more away than low. We'll see where it goes. Well, if I would have targeted low and away, it would have been dead on, but not quite there. Okay. And we'll go back to that curveball, 0-2 on the outside edge. And that is fouled away. Abreu stays alive. All right, we'll go back to a challenge-type pitch. I'm going to go fastball, low and inside. I'm targeting just the barest edge of the zone. It's underneath, and it goes past the legs of Paul Skeens into center field, and Abreu is on with the leadoff single. And now is when that decision-making comes in. I'm not worried yet. I think Skeens still has some pretty good stuff to offer, and he's our best pitcher. So we let him work for just a little bit longer here against Ceddanne Rafaela. We go sinker, low and away. Under the zone, and it's fouled away by Rafaela. I'm going to go sweeper now, away. Did he go? No, they said he didn't. Man, that was really close. All right. Well, let's go to a curveball. I know Skeens is tired. I'd like to get him if we can. No, he does not go after it. Okay. We'll go back to the fastball, 2-2. Come on. Umpire, you're killing me. I think this is going to be the last at-bat here. The energy is now in red, and this is when you really start making mistakes. It's a full count, and I need every bit that Paul Skeens has. That is popped up into shallow right field for Sawinski, and we have got a non-productive out. And that's all we needed from Paul Skeens. That's going to be it for his start in Game 1. We are calling in right-hander Brian Abreu. He's had 5 appearances, and he has not been scored on yet. I need outs here, though. 1 man on, 1 out currently, and Connor Wong in the 9 spot up to the plate. We miss on our location, but it at least still gets in the zone, and that's strike 1. That's much better for strike 2, and we'll go to the slider now, low and away. It goes high and away instead, and Wong is able to stay alive by fouling it off. And I want to try that circle change. I am going to aim outside the zone, though. It's 0-2. I've got a waste pitch if I want. And he's able to foul it off and stay alive.
Let's go slider, and I'm going to aim middle of the zone, but going away. I want that elevation, and we got the chase because of it. There we go. Excellent job, Abreu. And the lineup turns over now for Jarren Duran. Going to start with a changeup. It misses well outside the zone, not where I was targeting. Same spot now for the fastball, and that's fouled away to even it up 1-1. We'll go fastball low and in now. Perfectly placed, and I want that slider. It looked like it had some good movement. Maybe we can trip him up and get him to chase. It comes back in the zone. The yo-yo is back, and that's a strikeout with a brilliant effort by Abreu. And the Red Sox are going to leave Zach Jackson out here as they're down by 4, needing to hold this exactly where it is. And Reynolds will go after that one at the top of the zone. Red Sox are running out of time to make something happen now. Final inning of the game. Zach Jackson will miss with a slider inside. Maybe we should be more patient here. If we're going to intentionally try to drag out Jackson, then maybe we won't see him. And because we laid off, we're rewarded with the ball right there. Normally, I'll swing at that. Looked like it was going to be in the zone. 2-1 now. Yeah, I got to go after one of those right there. A fastball. It says just late on the timing, but we're in the green area. But it's just a long fly out to center field. And Jock Peterson is back here with 1 out. And we're in the top of the 9th. Peterson, one last chance to add. And we checked it, luckily. Fastball down and away. Good bait pitch. Normally I'll fall for it. I'll normally bite. And we go after that slider low in the zone. We'll even it 1-1 now. Just under the zone. It was close. That's understandable to swing at that, right? He misses up top now, 93. Changing location, and he's behind 2-1. Jock Peterson defending himself there, as that was clearly inside, but we went after it to even up the count 2-2, and we give Jackson a gift. Misses away. I think he is being careful. There's been not a single pitch in the zone, and somehow it's a full count here as we've gifted him 2 strikes. And that might have gone under the zone. Where I made contact, though, I think you could call that a strike, so we needed to defend that. Pitch number 7 coming up here to Peterson. No, he swings underneath it. We had to defend the zone. It was inside, but a great pitch by Jackson, and that's 2 down. And Sawinski is going to be the final batter of Game 1 unless he gets a positive result here. 2 down, top of the 9th. Jackson gives him an absolute birthday gift, and I wanted it, but we're late. Wow. 0-1 from a fastball, center of the zone. Perfect, man. It's exactly what you want to hit, and I spoiled it. 1-1 as he misses under the zone. Come on, Jack. Oh, that's another good one to hit. And we miss on the circle change. Timing was good. Just that vision betrayed us, and it's now 1-2. We're down to our final strike. Zach Jackson delivers. And we go after it, and we poke that into left field where it is run down. 3 outs, and this game is over. And appropriately, we're bringing in the closer. It's David Bednar. He's been good. He's saved 5 out of 6 so far. And this is not technically a save situation as we're ahead by 4. In order to qualify for a save, it's got to be a 3-run difference. So Bednar's got, well, I was about to say he's got plenty of a leash there, and Reynolds is not going to play that correctly, not going to throw it either correctly. What the heck? Excuse me, I've got like a frog in my throat. All right, so a leadoff base runner here, and now Rafi Devers steps to the plate with 1 on, nobody out. Bednar misses in a real bad way. And we'll go to the splitter low and away. Goes under the zone. Devers chases it and gives us a foul. All right. Big curveball away, 0-2. Oh, my goodness. Come on, umpire. You got to. You got to call that. 1-2 now. Under the zone as Devers watches it. Okay, we'll target a fastball inside. Ooh, man, he got a lot of that, but it's foul. Okay, we'll go fastball high and in now. Swings and misses, 99. It doesn't get the elevation, but I'll take that swing and miss anyways. Bregman now to the plate with 1 on and 1 out. It's another miss, I think, from Bednar. That was not quite where I wanted it. We'll try again, and we miss 0-1. Okay, we'll go splitter away. Really good one, and that's strike 2. Gonna try the third tool in the box now. That curveball away. And no chase. Good job by Bregman to hold up on that. We'll go back to the splitter away. Oh, man, it's so close. We just can't quite get there, and we'll go back to the fastball. That's a great location. Bregman stays alive. 3-2. We'll go a little higher. And that is popped up in the shallow left field. Cruz running out there into the grass, and he's got it. We are 1 out away now from winning this game. And it's Tristan Casas. Set to spoil our efforts, and Bednar is going to react there. We've got our throw over, and that is the first World Series game of a franchise that I have run. We've got it in the bag now. Skeens with an excellent start. The offense flexing its power in the middle of the game, and our bullpen coming in to shut things down without giving up a run. We had all parts working together on this game, and it was a complete team victory. Let's go. Well, we can breathe a sigh of relief now as we have won the first game in the World Series, giving us a tremendous advantage and momentum. The next setup for Game 2 is Shane Baz versus Cutter Crawford. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you for Game 2 shortly.